The Jack Benny Program.
Well, Professor LeBlanc, come right in. Mr. Benny, your violin teacher's here. Just follow me. Here we are.
Well, good morning, Professor LeBlanc.
Good morning, good morning.
Rochester, set up the music stand and then fix some lunch, will you? Professor, would you like something to eat?
No, monsieur. I would rather not give you a lesson with anything in my stomach.
I know how you feel. No, after I eat, I get sleepy, too. There you go.
Please, monsieur, let us commence with the lesson.
Oh, Professor, there's something I wanted to ask you. Do you really think that you can make a great violinist out of me?
Well, I can do something, but it will take time. How old are you?
Why?
How much time have we got left? Monsieur, let us commence with the lesson.
Okay.
Oh, there's the door. I'll get it.
You stay here! Rochester will get it.
Yes.
And close the door.
All right, monsieur, let us commence with the lesson.
Hello, Rochester.
Hello, Miss Livingstone.
Mr. Benny in?
He's upstairs. Professor LeBlanc has given him a violin lesson.
Oh, for heaven's sake. After all these years, you'd think he'd give up taking violin lessons. It's like throwing good money after bad.
The professor hasn't gotten the bad money yet.
Well, Rochester, please go up and tell Mr. Benny I'm here, will you?
Yes, ma'am. Wait! No, Monsieur Benny, you are doing it wrong again. The wrist must be limp! Limp! Remember, this is a violin. That is a bow. You are not casting for trout.
But Professor...
Let us try it again. Sacre bleu, how many times do I have to tell you smooth? Smooth! Smooth!
Yes, sir.
Did you tell Mr. Benny I was here?
Miss Livingstone, I wouldn't go in that room if I had a whip and a chair.
I don't know what you're talking about. For goodness sake, what's happening up there? It's quiet now. Jack! Well, Jack, what happened?
Professor LeBlanc, what a temper.
Where's the professor?
He's gone.
Well, we didn't see him come out.
He didn't use the door.
What? But Jack, this is the second floor. The professor could have sprained his ankle.
Mary, after a man cuts his wrists, What's an ankle?
Come on, boss, let me help you up. I'll go downstairs and fix you some lunch. Maybe you'll feel better.
I don't want any lunch.
You go ahead, Rochester. Fix him some lunch.
Yes, ma'am.
Mary, I told you I don't want any lunch. I just want to be left alone.
Oh, calm yourself, Jack. You're all upset.
Well, of course I'm upset. Why wouldn't I be? All my life I've dreamed of being a great violinist. I'm a nothing. No technique, no tone, no talent. And you...
Well, don't argue with me. I'm on your side.
Don't be funny.
Well, Jack, where are you going?
I don't know. I gotta think this thing out.
Oh, but Jack, wait a minute. Oh, Jack, don't be so silly. Wait a minute. Hello, Rochester.
Hello, Miss Livingstone. Come on in.
Mr. Benny feeling any better today?
No, it's the same thing. Every morning he gets up, won't eat his breakfast, then leaves the house. He goes out to the park, sits on the bench all day brooding. That's where he is now.
Well, that's good. It'll give us a chance to do that idea you thought about. And you know, Rochester, we've got to convince Mr. Benny that he's a great violinist.
Well, I've got the recording machine. Did you get someone to cooperate?
I got just the man, Mr. Issac Stern. You know, he's one of the world's greatest violinists and a very good friend of Mr. Benny's, and I'm sure he'll help us out. I called him, so he should be here any minute.
Good, then I'll set up the recording machine.
I hope everything works.
You know, Mr. Benny isn't even tending to business. His producer sent this play over, and he won't even look at it. Uh-oh.
Oh, never mind, I'll get it. Hope it isn't Mr. Benny. It'll ruin everything. Hello,
Mary.
Mr. Stern. Come on in.
How are you?
You know Rochester.
Sure, how are you, Rochester?
Hello, Mrs. Stern.
Well, Mary, when you called me and asked me to hurry over with the violin, I gathered that it was most urgent.
Well, it is. You see, 3 days ago, Jack found out he wasn't a great violinist.
Only 3 days ago?
Well, he's very upset over it, but I think with your help, we might snap him out of it.
Well, Mary, you know how I love Jack. And if there's anything I can do to bring the twinkle back to those big blue eyes of his, you know I'd be very happy to do it.
Well, thanks a lot, but we better hurry. He might be here any minute.
Fine. So Jack's really in a bad mood, is he?
Yes, sir. All because he found out he's a lousy violinist.
Rochester, lousy is a very harsh word. Appropriate, but harsh. Now, what's this plan you have in mind?
Well, it's very simple. You see, this is a recording machine.
Yes, I know. It starts here.
No, Mr. Stern, that's the volume.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the switch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you'll get your violin out and play a solo, I'll make a record of it. And when Mr. Benny comes, I'll coax him into playing the same number and tell him I'm making a recording.
Oh, I see. And when you play it back, it'll actually be me playing.
That's right, and Jack will think he's terrific.
Well, that's a cute idea. That's very clever.
Now, if you're ready, Mr. Stern, we can start recording.
Uh-oh. Jack's coming up the walk now.
Well, what are we going to do? I haven't made a record yet.
See, I've got an idea, Mr. Stern. I think it'll work just as well.
What is it?
You hide in the closet, and I'll get Mr. Benny to play something and make believe that I'm making a record of it. And when you hear me say playback, you play the same thing that Mr. Benny played.
Well, I'm willing to try it.
Well, good luck, fellas. I'm going out the back way.
Bye, Mary.
Now, Mr. Stern, you get your violin and come on in here.
Okay.
Now, if you get hungry, there's a candy machine right behind the vacuum cleaner.
Hello, Rochester.
Oh, hello, boss. How do you feel?
How do you expect me to feel? A man spends his whole life dreaming and planning and hoping that someday he'll become a great musician. And then everything smashes in front of him.
Boss, you can't go on like this.
Look, I can go... Hey, what's this?
Oh, this is a recording machine. I bought it from a friend of mine to prove to you what a great violinist you are.
Me? I know what I sound like.
But that's just it, boss. You don't know what you sound like.
What?
When you play your violin, you're too close to it. You're concentrating on your fingering and your bowing. You're too occupied to hear the beautiful music that comes out.
Really?
Get your violin and play something. This machine will make a record of it, and you'll be able to hear for yourself how beautiful it sounds.
Oh, I don't know.
No, let me get your violin for you. It's just lying here gathering dust. No, come on, play something. Come on.
Well, oh, this is silly.
No, come on, play something. Now, here's the microphone. See? And then you just... No, boss. It'll pick up better if you stand facing this way. You see? Right about here. That's it. Okay.
This is awful.
No, it isn't, boss. See, I told you were too close to it. Now, you just sit down and listen to it.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
No, just close your eyes. Look, turn around this way. Yeah, relax. And listen to the playback.
Rochester, that's wonderful. I can't believe it's me.
Beautiful, isn't it?
The fingering is perfect, but I'll have to work on the bowing a little bit. It sounds a trifle cramped.
Could be.
That last passage. What tone, what resonance. Did you really like it?
Boss, I can honestly say that was the work of a great violinist. Would you like me to fix you something to eat?
No, I'm too excited. This is the most wonderful thing that ever happened to me. Why, it brought back my confidence. Rochester, I never realized I was that great.
But you are, boss, you are. Now, let's put the violin away.
I got more important things to do. I'm going over to the recording company and make some records.
Oh, but boss.
You realize, Rochester, what a record by me would mean? Why, it would sell over 1 million. I get 3 cents a copy. I'd make a fortune.
But, boss.
I'll see you later. Oh.
What's the matter?
Well, on the way to the recording studio, I have to pass my producer's office. And as far as I'm concerned, he can have his playback. Rochester, what's that?
Recording machine. Stop it, hold it. Play up.
How can a machine start by itself?
Loose switch.
Well, I don't want to waste any more time. I'm going to the recording.
Well, thank heavens that's over. Is he really gone?
Yeah, Mr. Stern, but I think we overdid it.
Why?
He's on his way to a recording studio to make records.
Oh, no. Well, I don't want to be here when he gets back. I'm going now.
Well, if you'll wait a minute, I'll walk along part of the way with you.
Why? Where are you going?
To an unemployment office. I might as well get friendly with him now.
Jack Benny and his magic violin. Take one.
Hold it.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? I never heard anything so awful in my life.
Well, I've got news for you, Bub. I mean, you've been concentrating so much on my fingering and bowing that you couldn't hear what was coming out. Now, wait till you hear the playback.
What?
Playback. Jack Benny and his magic violin. Take one. You're darn right it's bad. I don't know where you got that engineer, but he's awful. He doesn't even know how to make a recording.
Yes, I guess you're right, Mr. Benny, but he's the best we could get, and we have to do the best we can with what we've got, and, well, you know how it is.
Yeah, it's a shame, but I guess you're stuck.
Well, good day, Mr. Benny, and thanks for coming in.
You're welcome. Can't understand it. How a good company can have such an incompetent engineer, I'll never know. Must have been the engineer. See, when I made the record on this machine, it sounded beautiful. Just beautiful. I want to hear it again. See, how does this work? Oh, there it is.
Now, Mr. Stern, if you'll get your violin out and play a violin solo, I'll record it.
Oh, and when you play it back to Mr. Benny, it'll really be me playing.
I've got an idea. You hide in the closet. I'll get Mr. Benny to play something, and when you hear me say playback, you play the same thing Mr. Benny played.
So that's it. They tricked me. Oh, Rochester! Come in here, I want to talk to you.
What about?
You know what about. Come in here. take off that silly thing and fix me some dinner.
You mean you're not mad with me?
No, I guess not. After all, you did it for my own good. Anyway, it serves me right for being such a big ham. If I hadn't gone to that recording studio, I'd have kept on thinking that I was a great violinist.
But you are a great violinist.
Oh, shut up. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to thank Mr. Issac Stern, one of the world's truly great violinists, for being such a good sport. I'd like to have you meet him again, and maybe he'll play an encore for us. Mr. Issac Stern. Isaac, I do want to thank you very, very much for being on my show.
It was my pleasure, Jack. And you know, now I have the distinction of being the only violinist who's played in the Hollywood Bowl, the Philharmonic Auditorium, Carnegie Hall, and Jack Benny's closet.
Yes. Now, Isaac, I'm sure that all of us would like to hear... Oh, do you mind if I look at your violin just a
Not at all,
moment?
Jack. Just be careful, will you?
Yes, I will. Beautiful tone.
Oh, it's a wonderful instrument. Great help to me.
It's cheap, though, isn't it?
Cheap?
Inside here, it says 1737.
That's the year.
Oh. Sorry. Now, Isaac, I am sure that all of us now would like to hear you play a number without interruption. And I'll stand over there and listen.
Fine. Ladies and gentlemen, with the assistance of my longtime colleague, Mr. Alexander Zarkin, we'd like to play for you the Polonaise Brillante in D major by Wieniawski.
think it was wonderful.
Thank you, Jack. Pleasure.
I must practice.